Promos are always a great reason to reach out and say, hey, we've got an end of month promo. Just was thinking about you. Let me know if you're ready to order and you want the details on the promo. Okay? Not to mention one more thing, and then we're gonna get into this conversation with Miss Margie Aliprandi. But we are also full steam ahead into our escape trip qualifications. So we're going back to the Hard Rock in Los Cabos, Mexico. We were there before. We're going there again, and it is an absolutely incredible property. The trips, you guys, again, I think about being back in the insurance world. I never earned trips for my work. I was never really valued, to be honest with you. But here it's so different. You know, the work that we do, the work that we put into our businesses, and it is work. And you're going to hear from these ladies, especially, I can't wait to introduce Margie to you all, about the work that's involved in this and really what it takes. But to be rewarded with a trip to all over the place. We've been to the Dominican and we've been to Costa Rica. We were on a cruise last year. I mean, it's absolutely awesome. Anyway, qualifications. For those of you that are running and gunning for that trip, and I would if I were you, the qualification ends August 31st. So be mindful of your numbers. Get into your back office. See where you're at. See what it takes to hit that volume and go for it. So, all right, that's it. That's in a nutshell. All right, Margie Aliprandi, I'm super excited to introduce you to everyone on this call, and I feel so honored. I just feel so honored because Margie is she's a big deal. I'm just going to say it, Margie. You're a big deal. I'll give you a proper introduction if I can get the words out. But she's been with her legacy company. She started with her legacy company 35 years ago. She's built a global business. She's an author, a speaker. She spoke on some of the biggest stages, including the likes of Eric Worre. She's actually one of the top earning females in our profession. She's married, has 4 kids, 11 grands, 1 more on the way. She hails from Salt Lake City, San Diego, Mexico, wherever she feels like being, because she builds a business that can go along with her from any beach, from any fun resort, from any property around the world. Margie is building. And Margie, you, I call her Mama Margie. I think we all do. She's the mama of Modair.
I'll take it.
Girl, I love you so much. And I'm just so honored that you're here. And I can't wait for you to share, of course, more of your story. And then we'll get into the specifics on kind of why Modair, why now. But go ahead, Margie.
Mindy, you are such a freaking rock star. You bring so much beauty and energy to these calls, and thank you. Thank you for that beautiful introduction. I'm almost afraid to mess it up. And I want to also say a giant thanks to John and Michelle and just everybody, Sean, everybody that comes together to make these calls on Saturday possible. Seriously, they are a mainstay for me. And I'd love that John and Michelle open these up to the whole company, anyone who wants to come. And it's one of the things I love so much about Modair, that we really are a family. And, I know that probably companies say that, but this is true. We live it over here. And, I was thinking about what I could offer that would be of value to you this morning. The word legacy comes to mind. And I think, people are drawn to this business for a lot of different reasons. Sometimes they have a tremendous health concern and products change their life and they start talking to people, right? Sometimes people have some immediate financial need and they want to create a leveraged income. Sometimes people just want to make a difference in the world. Sometimes people are drawn by community. But whatever it is, I think there's a part in every single one of us that wants to leave this earth a better place than when we found it. Oh, I get emotional. Excuse me. I get emotional when I say that because to be able to make a contribution that changes people's lives, not just your own, right? Of course, you could start with your own, but to be able to make a difference where you, in retrospect, can see the ripple effect of your life and the lives that you've touched. I mean, I think that is just, I think that rests in every single one of our hearts. And so part of what I want to talk to you about, I will tell my story really briefly, but I want to talk to you about creating a legacy not just a legacy business, but a legacy life. And so that you have a little background on me, 34, almost 35. In August, it will be 35 years ago that I was at a crossroads. I've heard in everyone's story, you hear a little bit of, maybe I was looking for something. And my situation was that I was a single mom with 3 little kids. Those kids were 5, 4, and 2 years of age at the time. I'm a junior high school music teacher. I did not want to go back to teaching junior high school, not because I didn't love music, not because I didn't love the kids, but because I didn't want to leave my children at home. I didn't want to miss their growing up years. And so with this kind of pit in my stomach, I signed a teaching contract and still was searching for something. And that something came into my life 3 weeks before school started. And when I saw this full picture of what was possible from a financial standpoint, from a product standpoint, I canceled my teaching contract and I jumped in with both feet. I didn't have any understanding about business. I had 3 little kids. I didn't have money to build a business with, but I came in with a resolute decision, and I want to call that a whatever it takes decision. So if you find yourself searching for something, or you find yourself even in the business, let me just say this. There's the day you get in the business, and then there's the day that the business gets in you. When it becomes your way, not just to make some extra money, but it becomes your platform to make a difference in the world, right? Those 2 things, getting in the business and getting the business in you, don't always happen at the same time. And so what I want to encourage you to do is to make that whatever it takes decision, jump in with both feet, just like I did. And I can promise you, yes, there will be ups and downs. Yes, there will be challenges. Yes, I've experienced a lot in the short time that I've been here, right? Like sometimes products come and go. People that you pour your heart and soul into, and, maybe they change their mind and they go, right? Like comp plan will change from time to time. The company name has changed. Management teams come and go. Anything worth having in life, there will be a moment when you stand at a crossroad again, and you either have the tenacity, the resilience, the grit to keep going and to plant your flag, or you go, oh, too hard. Guess what? Pick your hard, because what I want to share with you is that I look back on that young girl that made that decision all those years ago, and I'm not even remotely that same person. And I want to thank her for somehow having the strength and the vision and the resilience and the intention to stay the course, to plant the flag, to endure the ups and downs, right, to where I am today. Now, you guys, I don't know, I get so dang emotional when I talk about my family. But my children at the time were 5, 4, and 2 years of age. I later had another child, and my children now are 41, 40, 38, and 31. And they have children of their own. And I look at the legacy I've created, not just a financial legacy, but a mindset legacy. I see how my children think. I see how entrepreneurial they've become, how they see things in a big way. They've got big goals. They've got big dreams. They watched this scrappy mom who was just freaking trying to figure it out. And somewhere along the line, they learned that they could go after their dreams too. And then I watched these young grandkids. Mindy mentioned I have got 11 grandkids, a 12th one on the way in October. The oldest is 7. And so I look at this life that I've been able to create for myself and for these young ones. 3 weeks ago, I was in Delaware with my 3 grandkids there. Last week, I was in Salt Lake City with my grandbabies there, 3 of them. Last night, I was tending grandbabies in San Diego. And, all of this would not have been possible on a school teacher's salary. And so I'm so grateful that I made the decision, that I I remade that decision every single day, and that I have not only impacted my own life, but really hundreds of thousands of people's lives around the world are better because that 32, 34-year-old girl said yes and said yes every day. And, in retrospect, Mindy, I see the divine purpose, even of the challenges. And sometimes the biggest, I want to quit moments, the hardest things, I look back and I see everything happened for a reason. And sometimes the hardest things brought the biggest blessings. There were plenty of reasons to quit. Actually, I had plenty of reasons to not even get started. But I started and I stayed. So tell me, should we jump into why Modere, why now, why social retail, all of that kind of stuff? Or do you have any questions you want to ask before we go there?
I wanted to touch on something real quick that you said, and I want you guys to write this down and just put it on your heart. There is a day that you get into business, and there's the day that the business gets into you. And it all starts with, Margie, a decision. And, a decision means to cut off, right? Like you made a decision and you decided what you wanted for your family. And yes, it's hard. And yes, there's work. And yes, there's all those things. But boy, oh boy, what an incredible business and impact you've made in the world. And my friend, you're not done yet. I mean, there is so much more to go. And so much, girl. I mean, the wisdom that comes out of your mouth, it just makes me the goosebumps and the tears and the whole thing. So yes, so Margie, you go for it. You take the gloves off and tell everybody, why Modere and why now. I'm so excited.
Okay, all right, my love. Let me start this by saying that Steve Jobs says that you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward. Sometimes you can't see it when you're in it. But what I want to say is with 35 years of dots to connect, I just want you to know that I have a lot of data that I can look at now, and I know what works, and I know what doesn't work, and I know what we have in our hands, and I know the more perspective that you have, the more you can remain calm in the eye of any storm. And plus, you know what, if you never went through any challenges, how on earth could you mentor people through their challenges? I mean, part of what's happening for you as you build your social retail business is who you're becoming, right? In any moment, it is so much more important who you are being than anything you're saying and doing. And I say this as preface to this next little portion that we'll dive into why social retail, why now, because you guys have seen it all. I've seen companies come and go for so many decades, and I know what it takes for a company to make a big difference on the planet. And that is what Modere is. When we set together in 2013, we had some very specific objectives. We wanted to create a model where more people could win. More success, write this down, more success for more people. We wanted to create a home for everyone. And you guys, we have done it. What was a vision, a glimmer of an idea in 2013 is a reality now. And, so let me just kind of go down the laundry list here. Social retail. We are the first ever social retail company. Now, I don't want that to seem like an esoteric phrase to you. Social retail, what we realized, even back in 2013, is there were some very strong trends. The trend of social shopping, people sharing with people, affiliate kinds of programs, all of this was a trend that was beginning. Social media, being able to leverage those social platforms, all of these things, e-commerce, people were changing the way that they were buying. And when that shift began to happen in 2013, there was literally $500 billion up for grabs for the company that can meet a consumer where they live. And so as we looked at this whole amazing complexity and trends, we decided to create a model that had never existed before, with our primary goal being more people to win. And so what we realized is if we could create a true home for customers, a place where customers want to come and shop for the best products, clean label products, hero products that could change their life, amazing weight management products, like just if we could create a true customer value proposition, if you're taking notes, write that down, true customer value proposition, then we could attract the world. We could be competitive as the most appealing e-commerce brand on the planet. This is where we're going, my friends. When you look across the board at other network marketing and direct sales companies, they're not even our competition. They're not our competition. Our objective, our vision is to be the most viral consumer brand on the planet. And so we knew if we could make a home for customers with amazing promotions, if we could even incentivize customers to share so that they got benefits by sharing, that we would have, for the first time ever, customers duplicating. So all of this, my friends, first ever social retail company. Now, we said at the time, this is the brand that everyone will be chasing. Guess what? It became such. People are looking over their shoulders from other companies going, what are they doing over there? How do they have so many people winning? Because we have the first ever social retail company. Now, I want to share one thing, and then we'll kind of blitz through the rest of the reasons why Modere, why now. But interestingly, when we were putting this together in 2013, officially launched Modere in 2014, about a decade ago, one of our executives that was an important architect of the brand at the time said, I hope you realize, my friends, the strength of our position. No one will ever be able to compete with us. He went on to say that if you look at the big existing companies, you can't bolt social retail on to an existing company. It has to be in the fabric, in the framework. We were able to take this company to the floorboards and build this back up with all of the incentives. You know, people are going to do what they're incentivized to do with commissions, and we needed to build this in from the bottom up. We had that luxury. So no big company could ever just become a social retail company, and a new company, a brand new startup, doesn't have the ability to offer a true value proposition for a customer. There are those words again, true value proposition for a customer, because they could never capitalize 100 products. They can't start a startup with 100 products. And if you want a true value proposition for customers, you've got to have a broad spectrum offering of products. And so no one ever will compete with us. We are the first. Anybody can try to copy us. Good luck. No one will ever fully compete. Also, my friends, we have the Live Clean mission. Go ahead. Did you want to say something, Mindy?
No. Well, and forgive me, I just wanted to echo, and I'm just taking a massive amount of notes, and I just want to echo this just to what you said on the customer side. For those people who are kind of nerds like me and like numbers, I just want to touch on something that you said about our customer acquisition and really giving the customers the opportunity to just purchase product. 85% of our volume, I love this stat, 85% of our volume comes from customers, and 35% of that comes from customers that have been referred. And so Margie, you nailed it, and I'm so glad you're, again, really getting into kind of the nitty-gritty. Where's the business conversation, my friends? You
heard that, right? Like, we have cracked a code that no one else has ever done. Literally, each month, our new volume, 30% of it, comes from a customer, not a marketer, a customer sharing with another customer, right? Insane. So add to that, and thank you, my darling. Thank you for jumping in with that. Add to that we've got a Live Clean mission. My friends, you know, there's a certain personality type that is very much drawn to mission. They're not as drawn by money. They're not as drawn by parties and trips or whatever, but they're here to make a difference. we have a mission. We had a mission in 1987 to give personal care products that were free from toxic ingredients long before people cared about this. People were barely reading food labels when we were offering a line of clean label daily essential and household products, right? So our products are life changing. You guys know how amazing our collagen sciences are. I've been known to say that you could take away every physical asset that I have, and if you'll leave me the collagen, I will be a millionaire again. I love this product. In all of the products I've worked with, this is such a life-changing, broad-spectrum, beneficial product. And you guys, ongoing product innovation. You realize we make our own products. We manufacture. So we control every step of the process. When you pick a product off of a store shelf, that store didn't do any independent testing. They don't know if that label claim is accurate, right? We do. We control the product every step of the way. And you know what? We are a category creator. We're a category creator with the Live Clean Sciences. We're a category creator with collagen. We're a category creator with our amazing gut health, brain, gut access. Our products in that category creators. And if you had any idea, I want to tell you I have been privy to the 2 to 3 year plan of products that are coming. Insane, you guys. We will always be ahead of the pack. Dual-sided compensation plan. Wish I had longer to go into that. This is how everyday people are winning, is because of this very unique compensation plan that we have. Guys, we're governed by core values that truly we endeavor to live by: compassionate, authentic, humble, extraordinary, disruptive, vibrant. Like if you're looking for a community you want to align with, let me just say this: welcome home. Welcome home. We have an amazing culture and the best leaders on the planet. Literally, our leaders lineup reads like the who's who of network marketing. Tools and systems for duplication. We've got a global company. You can literally make money. You could know somebody in Canada who knows someone in Australia, who knows somebody in Europe, who knows someone in India, and you can get paid on all of it. We have an amazing North American team, and our executive branch, oh my gosh, Nate Fraser is the guy to take us to $1 billion. And so what I want you to realize, I've gone too long. I'm gonna wrap it up and pass it back to you, Mindy. But what I want you to realize is that you hold a gift in your hands. Some aspect of this gift, I want you to hold your head high and throw your shoulders back and realize that we've got something that no one else has. No one on the planet has social retail with all of these amazing things. You are, in fact, the modern Santa Claus. So go forth with that attitude and create your legacy life, starting with yourself and spreading across the globe. Mindy, I'm going to turn it back to you. I'm sorry I took so long here. Love you guys. Thanks for having me this morning.
I mean, come on. Yeah, it's not very often that I'm without words, but you kind of leave me a little speechless. I'm getting recruited all over again. Sign me up again. I'm in again.
Okay.
Thank you for your time and your wisdom. And again, that business conversation, friends. If you're here and you're open to checking out the business, we went deep. I mean, that was a deep conversation and some really great, again, from a foundational business perspective, what we've created and what Margie's been a part of for the last 35 years. She's seen it all. She's done a lot of it. She's been around the tables having these conversations, and she's right. I'll never forget real quick. I was sitting at my very first social retail conference I went to in 2019. I sat in the back of that room, having been in network marketing for 3 years, and I sat back there listening to the speakers talk, and I thought, there's nothing like this. There's nothing like this. I mean, I couldn't believe what I was hearing from how different social retail was in the traditional network marketing. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that. Actually, that segues right into my next guest, Cheryl. But Margie, I love you, appreciate you. God bless you, and thank you so much for all of what you shared.
Love you too, darling.
Yeah, love you. And forgive me, guys. I forgot to mention, and how could I forget? Elite 3 Platinum 1. her team's done over 400,000 in a month in volume. So something else I want you guys to think of, again, if you're really open to checking out this business, when you hear, I'm going to talk a little bit about ranks with Cheryl and with Lindsey coming in to this call as well. There are people out there in this beautiful world that want the products that we have. When you lead a team that does over 400,000 in volume in a month, these are products that the marketplace really wants. So be mindful of that as well. But I'm going to introduce our next guest, Cheryl Kadrmas. This is kind of a funny story, friends. Small world we live in. Cheryl actually lives right across the. Hi, Cheryl. Good morning. She lives right across the rolling hills. We got some pasture land, but that separates me and Cheryl here in Bismarck. We used to work together in the corporate travel industry, and then I moved cities, and she moved cities, and here we end up running into each other, I don't know, back in 2015 at a workout class. So we reconnected again. And then somebody actually in my downline had recruited Cheryl to our team. And here we are 4 years later, still building business together. She's a wife of 44 years. She's got 2 sons, 7 grandbabies, 1 in heaven, God bless. And she retired from the mortgage world and is super passionate about what we do at Modere. So Cheryl, welcome to the call, my friend.
Well, thanks, Mindy, for that amazing introduction. I am so honored and privileged to be here, and thanks for making me feel so valued and appreciated. Okay, so like you mentioned, I'm married, 2 wonderful sons, married, blessed with 7 grandchildren with 1 in heaven. I started my marketing profession back in 2017 while working full-time as a mortgage specialist at a bank. But before I get into my journey, I just want to say I'm probably one of the older ones around here. I started in my early 60s with my marketing company back in 2017, but I was determined not to let age be a barrier to achieving my dreams. I've always believed that it's never too late to pursue, a passion and make a positive change in your life. So I just wanted to touch a little base on that, don't let age control your life. And I just refuse to do that. So anyway, back my journey back in 2017, a little bit of an experience in that industry, just going to walk you through what that looked like, because there's a reason why I'm here at Modere and calling it my home now. So back with this previous company, I was doing home parties like you were doing, Mindy, which was one of the requirements when starting. And then we send out samples with the instructions. We did vendor shows. And, it was starting to run into money, and it was taking my time away from my family also. But I have to say with that company, the outline team, my downline, were so amazing to work with. And I developed really some amazing friendships there. But I want to share an experience that kind of made me felt a little lost when I was told to reach out to this expert that was very knowledgeable about a prospect that was asking me some recommendations what to do with her scalp issue. And so I was told to reach out, like I said, to this expert, hoping to get some advice. Unfortunately, because we were not on the same team, he declined to assist me. And this situation kind of highlighted my challenges in seeking support and collaboration in network marketing. And I just thought this is just the way network marketing is. You just kind of stay within your own team. You got to help each other out. You can't go beyond that. So anyway, going forward, I did love the product, but the business model was very hard to rank. With this previous company, their primary focus was recruiting as the main way to achieve a substantial income. So anyway, I was not looking for anything, but this friend of mine, well, actually we know each other, but we didn't really know each other that well, but he asked if I ever heard of Modere, which at that time I never did. So I learned later it was a health and wellness company, and I always had an interest in helping people look and feel their best because I've always wanted to be a nurse back in my younger days, but it just never worked out. So I did start as a customer ordering household products because at that time I was getting rid of all my toxic household products. So not even a week, I just signed up as a social marketer, and I just followed the launching steps, not knowing really what I was doing, but I stayed coachable, and I was asked to put out this spoon post, and I had no idea what that was all about. I just was given the graphic, just put it out there. And anyway, I had it on my Facebook page, and I had over 100 people commenting for info. And I thought, oh, my gosh, how am I going to explain all this to these prospects? Well, I was told you do ATM, which is add, tag, and message. And I thought, what? They have an incredible system in place that provides all this comprehensive product information to our prospects without any hassle or confusion of me trying to explain it. It's like, oh my gosh, this just can't get any better. So anyway, then I found out here also that everyone helps each other out, even if they're not on the same team. So that was another big wow for me. I was just so totally impressed. I knew then this is the right place. It's so important to foster, a culture of mutual help and openness, regardless of what team you're on. So I want to get back into a little bit about the product. I did start with Modere in 2020. Back in 2019, my sweet little Sparky, she was my little Dachshund dog. I love her to pieces. She was like my kid. But unfortunately, she was diagnosed with degenerative disc disease. She lost all the strength in her back legs, and when I came home one day from work, her whole back end, she was dragging. I just bawled. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. So I took her to the vet, recommended acupuncture treatments 2 to 3 times a week. That was expensive, and it did help her regain her strength back in her legs, and she was walking again. Well, then COVID hit back in March of 2020, and that's the time I signed up in February of 2020. Okay, so as we all know, back in COVID, all the businesses were closed. There was just nothing. The veterinarians, they were actually only taking absolute emergency cases only. I noticed then my Sparky's legs were getting weaker, and there she again, she started dragging her back in. While being new to Modere, I heard so many people talking in our groups about this liquid BioCell collagen. So I started checking into it, and I thought, oh, there's also a pet collagen. Feeling a little skeptical, but I figured, what do I have to lose? So I purchased it, praying it would help my little Sparky's legs again to strengthen them up. Oh, my God, you guys, I cried. I saw an improvement in her in 2 weeks. She was standing but a little wobbly. In a month's time, she was walking again. 2 months, she was running and chasing the ball. You cannot imagine how I felt. I thank Jesus over and over for putting me on this path. I thought, well, animals don't lie. Figure there's something to this liquid collagen. So I ordered the collagen that they have for the humans. And since I was dealing with a lower back discomfort, I thought, I'm going to try this. And one morning I woke up, oh, my God, I don't have that lower back discomfort anymore. I am absolutely impressed with the nutraceutical supplements that Modere has here to offer. And, yeah, that's kind of my little story.
Oh, my gosh. Cheryl, Sparky, that Sparky story, it just, we love our dogs. Like I said, my favorite kid is my Boston Terrier. Okay, let's just not tell all the other children. But that makes my heart so happy, and I'm so glad that you shared that, and that little Sparky found some relief with that. So like she said, guys, we've got our BioCell for humans, we've got our BioCell for pets, and we also actually have BioCell for horses. So it's an incredible product line that has changed so many lives, including our own, right, Cheryl, with our back issues and my neck issues and all kinds of things. So many people having great relief from that. And we're going to be talking horses here in just a minute with Lindsey. But before we get into that, I've just got a question for you, Cheryl, because I've watched you grow, and I've watched you just over the last 4 years, be a senior team leader, guys. That's over 6,000 in team volume. She's also a Platinum 2, which is over 7,000 in personal sales. And one of the ways she's done it, and this, I'm so proud of you, Cheryl, for being a baby boomer, okay, if you guys, any of you are in your 60s or so, okay, baby boomer, she has jumped into, pretty much, Cheryl, you're so coachable and you're so actionable on, even trends and so forth too. I see Cheryl leading the way in our team chat when it comes to doing different reels. She's on TikTok and has created an incredible TikTok page. Cheryl, would you just give these guys, if they're maybe some of the folks that are listening to are like, gosh, I'm not really on social media much, but if they need to earn an income, there's an opportunity here. I want you to kind of give them your best tips on, getting past the fear of kind of learning something new and how you jumped into TikTok. Share a little bit about that, would you?
Okay, absolutely. Okay, when I first heard about TikTok, and that's where it's all at, and it's like, oh my God, there's no way, I'm not going to do the dancing and all of that kind of stuff. But here was found it doesn't have to be about dancing at all. And I learned it by going on YouTube. That's what I did. It's like, I was finally determined I'm going to learn this because, I knew retirement age was, I'm going to be retiring from the mortgage area at that time. And it's like, I want an extra income. I just don't want Social Security. I didn't want to dig into my 401 yet. But anyway, I was bound and determined to learn TikTok. And yeah, just go on YouTube and, just being consistent. I'm very consistent with my stories. One thing, what I don't do is in my stories, like when the company puts out their, promotional graphics and all that kind of stuff, I don't really use those. I like to create my own to make it look like it's really coming from me and not just from the company. I will take some of the information that's, on those graphics, but I want to provide value and education. And, I'm on Facebook Reels. I'm on Instagram Reels as well. My biggest issue, and I just learned this actually from Tina Margaris, so it pays to listen to free trainings. This company offers so many trainings. But I was like, when I did a TikTok over, I did a video over in TikTok, I did the captions, and I put a lot in my captions because I don't want to put it all on the video. And then I'm retyping it all over in Instagram and retyping it all over in Facebook. Well, there's a app called TickSave that will save those captions, and all you got to do is copy and paste it. So I thank Tina for sharing that. And what other little tips? ChatGPT, if you guys are stuck with how to word things, oh my gosh, and there's a free version, ChatGPT, there's a free version. Oh my gosh, it helps me reword things to make it sound like it's from me. That's another thing. When you get your customers built up, I believe so much in having your own Facebook private group and go live in there. Retaining my customers, they're my bread and butter. I will always make sure they're my priority. I make sure they get the education, the value. I'm sharing healthy recipes in my group. I'm sharing health tips not related to Modere. Plus, I provide the education and the value on the Modere products. And, and that's how I kind of stay close to my customers using Project Broadcast as well. And I think it's just so important to retain those customers and keep them in the loop with what's going on. So, yeah, that's basically my story. But don't be afraid. Just be yourself. Just be your authentic self is the advice I can give. And, follow some top leaders. That's what I did. I followed some top leaders to get ideas, and that helped me tremendously.
So good. So good. Cheryl, you are awesome. Thank you so much for just, again, I love what a blessing it is to get to do business with you again. We're working together again. I love it. And, you're an incredible human, incredible leader. And just thank you so much for all of the tips and all of the things. And Yeah, I just appreciate you so much. But guys, we're moving on. We're going to move on to Lindsey, Lindsey Nyberg. I'm really excited for you guys to meet her. We're kind of doing this in reverse order, I'll just tell you. So Margie's been with us, like I said, legacy for 35 years. Lindsey, it's been a couple months, and I'm really excited for her to jump on here. Lindsey, are you out there? I just want to make sure you're here with me, girl.
I am. Hello, everyone.
There you are. There you are. Good morning. Good morning, my friend. So real quick, I'm going to give a short little intro on you, and I'm excited for you to kind of just share more of your story. But she's my neighbor to the east, okay? She hails from Minnesota. She's brand new to the social selling space, kind of a shy girl, but she's got outside of her comfort zone, and it's clearly paying off because Lindsey has hit team leader silver, okay? And in our world, team leader, that's a team doing over 3,000 in volume. And she's done over 1,000 in personal sales herself. So that is our core rank here at Modere, Team Leader Silver. Really, really proud of you for that, Lindsey. She's working full-time from home. She's a horse lover. Used to be a racehorse trainer, married 5 years with a 2.5-year-old son. And she was sharing her story with me before we jumped on this call. And, Lindsey, I'm really excited for you to share kind of whatever you want, but that story about not being able to lose the baby weight, and there you found yourself kind of scrolling TikTok. Like, this is where the story really begins, right?
Yes. So, hello, everyone. New to this company and new to the whole social retailing, and a little bit, about, she kind of just gave my little history. But, yeah, I had a baby, and, I had my son, like, 2.5 years ago, and I tried, dieting, I tried exercising, and I just couldn't lose the weight. And then I was like, you know what, I'm just going to accept the fact this is who I am now. Well, back in February, this is really what happened. I was out with my girlfriends, and we were taking pictures, and they wanted to put them on social media. And I was like, no, please don't put it on social media. Like, I don't like me right now. So I said, you know what, that's enough. So that next week, I bring my son to daycare because I work full-time from home for my company out east, and I saw Ashley on TikTok, Ashley Maydoff. All of you probably know who she is, wonderful human. And I saw her breakfast morning show, and I was like, wow, she had telling me, 3 easy steps of drinking water, protein, and, I was like, she has a free protein guide, so I decided to text her number and get her protein guide. And I looked at that, and I was like, I can do that. So I tried that for a few days. I kept kind of stalking her on TikTok, and then I kind of stalked her on Facebook. And I messaged her about the 5-day drop. And I was like, maybe I can do this, lose 5 pounds in 5 days. So I messaged her, and we were talking back and forth, and I actually ended up getting both systems, the 5-day drop and the lean body system, together. And she asked me if I would be interested in, the business side. And I was like, I kind of have a lot on my plate right now. Like, that was my initial perspective on it. I had, I worked full time. I do have 5 horses on a farm in Minnesota, and I have a, our son. And I was like, I'm a little busy, but maybe I can start out doing this and see how it goes, and get my own results and see, takes it from there. And I did the 5-day drop, and I lost 6 pounds and 8 inches in 5 days, and that sold me right there. I was like, I can do this. I like feeling, I had energy, this and that. And so I, got coaching from her, and this, the duplicative system that we have in place. And I just started, and I would, share stuff on my stories. And so, mind you, I was one that never shared anything really on Facebook. So this was all like a whole new thing for me to do. And so I just started there, and I ended up getting my first customer within, I think, the first 2 weeks. I got my first week I got my first customer, and that was exciting. Like, that was so exciting to me. I put her in a 3-way chat with Ashley, and the S line, John Melton. I put John Melton in there, and I was like, at first I was like, help me. I don't know what I'm doing. And so I got my first customer, and then I was like, this is fun. Like, I can do this. I was able, I had to learn how to, do this in the morning, work my full-time job, and kind of fit in the mom life, And with the system that we have, it's actually not easy, but it's doable, So I ended up getting.
I love that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yep. I ended up getting team leader my first month. I hit team leader because a lot of people were like, wow, who are you? You're posting on Facebook, and now let me try this chocolate sauce, because I was doing this, the chocolate sauce post. And so I hit team leader, and I was able to actually, last month I went to the team leader conference in Utah. That was awesome with, Ashley and my, my good friend Sarah Lucas, who was on the call last week. And so that's it. I hit silver last month with, the promos, and it's just, I was able to, my dog ended up getting sick last month, really sick, and this company kind of made me feel okay with the little extra income that I have, that I could pay those bills and take him to the vet. So that was huge for me. Like, this business has helped me on the part-time to pay those extra, things that come up that no one expects, type thing.
I love actually that you said that. And I know we started this call, like I said, with a legend, right? Margie, having built this massive legacy global business.
Amazing.
But your story is where the large majority of people are at, going, you know what, if I could just make a couple $100 or $1,000 a month to help offset, inflation, but also when our animals get sick,
right.
When we have some unexpected, right? When we have some unexpected bills that come up too, and you're just getting started. I mean, good grief. I mean, we all start at zero. We all start at no customers and no team, but here you are a couple months into this thing. That to me is such a testament for what we have and how we do what we do, that somebody who has never really posted much on, maybe not intentionally posted anything on social media, and that you're kind of maybe a little bit more of an introvert, right? Like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Definitely.
And I don't know, but you're getting out there. I'm just so proud of you, Lindsey. It's just awesome.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I suggest, I would feel overwhelmed at times and just got to kind of go through the motions and ask for help. Like, I learned to not be afraid to ask my upline for help. If I need anything out there, they're there. That's what they're there for, to help me. And I also...
And Lynn, something else that you... Yeah. Oh, sorry. I don't mean to speak over you. We have a little delay. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. No, you go ahead. You're good. You go ahead.
Well, something that you shared with me, and for those of you guys that are working full-time, I want you to know, I mean, I think it was Jim Rohn that said, I'm working full-time at my job and part-time on my business, or part-time on my legacy. It was something that, right now you are working full-time at a job, but you're working part-time on your future. And so you have been very disciplined. Tell these guys kind of your strategy to build this thing while you're working a full-time job.
So I actually have an accountability partner. Sarah Lucas is my accountability partner. So we get up at 5 a.m., 5:30 every morning. We text each other, good morning, this is what we're going to do for the day. We're going to, start our stories. We're going to do our posts in the morning, get organized. So that she kind of pushes me to get going in the morning. So I start my morning with that, and then I work. I bring my son to daycare. I work 7:30 to 3:30, and then kind of in between the mom duties, I'm on my phone, following up with messages, reaching out. And at night, after my son goes to bed, I try to do a little more. So it's not, some days it's more than others because life happens. And I just tell myself that, tomorrow's there. We can do it again tomorrow, and figure out how. I write a lot down. I'm a pen and paper person with my follow-up because I will get a scatterbrain, trying to work and stuff. So that is big, but the organization is key, and I was very unorganized the first few weeks and didn't even know where to begin at first. And I just said, I'm going to do the training, and every day I try to do a little more, and organize. And, family is obviously priority to me. So, but this business lets me have them as my priority and do this part-time. So.
That's so good. And something I want to share too with the folks that are still listening is two things here. One, I want you guys to realize, as Lindsey was saying, she connected with Ashley, who's a complete stud, like Ashley does, just a legend here as well. Amazing. She's so amazing. We can all learn so much from her, which brings me to my point that, she was selling Lindsey on the product, right, as a customer. But guess what else she did? She asked if she was open to the business, right? She asked the question, hey, would you ever be open to learning, how you can make an extra income online? So that is key. But then also, as equally awesome, is, Lindsey, you've created a story already. Losing 6 pounds and 8 inches, that is a story that you can share forever and ever about how the 5-day drop helped you start losing the baby weight that was stuck on you for how long, right?
Forever.
And so it's super powerful, that story.
And I still am on, I still do all the supplements, and I'm down 12 pounds and 16 inches in over 3 months. So, yeah.
Bring on the pictures.
To be able to fit into those clothes again. Yes.
Yeah. Well, and again, my friends and Linz, moving forward, you guys, it's to Margie's point, really. There's the day that the business, get into the business, and the day the business gets in you. As you guys create your stories, as you have these amazing products, and you're 12 pounds down, and if there's still room to go, Lindsey, I'm just going to cheer you on, because we are all in the business of helping people look better, feel better, make an impact, and make an income. That's just what we do here. And you're such a great example of somebody, again, who's had no prior knowledge to social selling. You've plugged into the systems. You, to Cheryl's point, have the collaboration and the support of our whole team, our not even just our team, our whole company. There are all of us leaders and cross-line people that no matter what you need, when you've got questions and you don't know the answers, you get to come to anyone, and we're going to help you continue to crush it. So if you want, we got to end this call here in just a sec, but I want you to quick touch on, talk to the newest person. Maybe somebody's brand new. This is their first Saturday team call, and they're kind of feeling the overwhelm. Give them a couple little quick points to overcoming that overwhelm, if you would, Linz.
Yeah. So I, when days I feel overwhelmed, I just like to tell myself that, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. This business is, for me, is a marathon. So every day, if I can, if some days are going to be worse than others, if I can't follow up, well, I make sure I write them down, and I will do it tomorrow. I can't stress about that, That's the great thing about social media and, messaging is it's still there. So, so that is one tip. And another tip is my son just walked in.
That's okay.
Get an accountability partner would be key.
Yeah.
If you do have, or your team, don't be afraid to ask for help if you need help. So.
Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. Lindsey, I'm super excited for, like you said, it's the marathon. It's the bigger vision, guys. And I want you all, as we end this call, and thank you, all of you that stayed with us here. Thank you guys for your time this morning. I hope you found a lot of value in this conversation. But like Lindsey said, it really is a marathon. And when you can go long-term vision, I always tell my team, if you guys think about this, if in 5 years, if it took you 5 years to make 5 figures a month, would that be worth it? If you were learning the skills, if you were, consistently implementing, like Cheryl's talking about consistency, if you were starting to consistently implement growing your social media influence, finding some great ways to provide value, and then start promoting product and all of that, and if it took you 5 years, heck, if it took you 10 years to be making $10,000 a month, would that be worth it to you? Because I'm here to tell you it's possible here. Okay, it is possible here. And so with that, my friends, have a blessed and amazing Saturday. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Ladies, thank you for your time today. I greatly appreciate it. I'm always honored to be asked to host these calls. It's such a privilege. So thank you, John and Michelle. And you guys have a blessed day. We'll talk again soon. Bye now.
Thank you.